So this is my King Vegeta 8-hit combo Gogeta burn deck. 1 copy of the leader. 4 SS4 Gogeta Prismatic Burst. 4 Goku making an entrance. 4 Vegeta Black Skillless. 4 Kaioken Goku. 4 Vegeta the Young Invader. 4 Baby my Bodyguard Legic. 4 Hidden Power Supreme Kai. 4 Nappa Demolition Man Super Combo. 4 Testing the Opposition. 4 Violent Rays. 3 Goku Jr. Vegeta Jr. Saiyan Scion Unison. 3 Lord Slug Giant Force Unison. 3 Jiren Legend of Universe 11 Unison. 1 Goku and Frieza Miraculous Conclusion. And 1 Young Invaders Field Card. I know some people are calling, are saying King Vegeta FTK. That's incorrect. It's not an FTK. It's an OTK. FTK is when you go first. You beat your opponent before they even get a chance to play the game, before they even get to draw a card or charge an energy. And OTK is when your opponent goes first, you go second, and well, OTK is when you beat them in one turn that you can attack. So obviously FTKs tend to be burn based because you know when you go first you don't get to attack. So there's an explanation of FTK. Hate seeing people using FTK incorrectly. This game does not have FTK. You don't have a first turn burn strategy that wins you the game. We have attack strategies, right? And we've been had this for a long time. So I created a lot of the X-hit combos or the OTK strategies since set 3. Alright, so moving on. So this, of course, you know, you can, you know, call it OTK deck. Does, you know, it produces 8 swings, so 8 potential damage on turn 1. So let me quickly try to explain the combo. So the idea is obviously your opponent goes first because you want to go second so you can attack, of course. So your opponent goes first. Young Invaders Field Card trigger, giving them a Vegeta, dealing them 1 damage, so they'll be starting off with 7 life. So you already dealt them 1 damage. You have 7 more to go, right? So that's 1 damage right there. Then your turn, because your opponent has a Vegeta or any other battle card, you can guarantee you can play Legic for free, so you will play it after you charge your energy, of course. So now you have Legic and your leader, so that's 2 potential swings right there. Then we have Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. Saiyan Scions. This can give us 3 more attacks because you can attack with the Unison, then do the -1 ability to bring out 2 10k skillless Vegetas, then attack with them too. So that's 3 attacks right there. Once your opponent gets to 4 life, of course you'll be able to awaken. So will your opponent, if they choose to awaken on your turn. You want to take that to account. So what you'll end up doing is you already dealt them 1 damage, right? You swing with the leader, deal them another damage, so they're down to 6. Hit them with the Scion, so they're down to 5. Bring out 2 Vegetas, hit them with 1 Vegeta, bring them down to 4. The second Vegeta, you'll want to use an Nappa to turn it into a 20k when you swing with it, because your opponent more likely will awaken. So, or we'll take to account that they do awaken, right? So let's say they awaken. Even if they don't, you still want to, you know, trigger Nappa's ability. So the second Vegeta will go through, right? Then you will play the Nappa, so you get a, you know, free body on board. Then you can use the Nappa to swing. Give me a second, because now your opponent's less than 4 life. You're able to awaken, right? Because you already used your 1 energy that turn for your Saiyan Sounds. So you want to awaken your leader to draw a card and untap, and then, you know, draw a whole bunch of cards. So you should have extra cards in your hands now, and you'll be awakened. You have 1 energy, so you swing with the Nappa. Use that 1 energy for Hidden Power Supreme Kai to turn Nappa into a 20k double strike and do 2 extra damage right there. So so that should bring your opponent down to 1 life, and you can swing with the Bodyguard Legend, that's your last attack, to do the last 1 damage, which should be a total of 8 damage. So that's your 8-hit combo. Alright. We have, and the burn part of the deck comes from obviously the Gogeta. By playing it, since you have red energy, you'll burn your opponent for 1. And then we have Lord Slug for burn as well with his -4 ability, and we have Goku and Frieza Miraculous Conclusion with his active main to burn your opponent for 1. So those are the burn effects of the deck. Alright. So King Vegeta auto, when this card is placed into your leader area, activate up to 1 Young Invaders from your deck. So we got 1 copy of the field card, so I'm actually get this out there. Second auto, when this card attacks, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 mono red Saiyan card with an energy cost 5 or less among them, and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. So this would give us potentially would give us an extra plus. Our main target for this effect will mainly be Kaioken Goku. You could grab a Young Invader Vegeta just for the sake of having it, just for deck building purposes. You can just grab 1. But Kaioken Goku is the main target for that effect. Then we have Awaken. When you or your opponent's life is 4 or less, you can draw a card, switch 1 of your energies to active mode, and then add cards from your life to your hand until you have 5 life left, and then flip this card over. And then the Awaken side, permanent reduce the combo cost of all red Saiyan cards with a 5k power in your hand by 1. So if you did grab the Vegeta and Young Invader with the leader front side ability, you'll at least be able to have a free 5k combo, so you could use that to combo off. And then first auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. Second auto, once per turn, when the power of one of your opponent's cards is decreased, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and it gets -10k power for the turn. So you can get that effect through Lord Slug, through Jiren, through Kaioken Goku, because these cards have the ability to reduce the power of your opponent's battle cards. So does Vegeta the Young Invader also has the ability to minus something by 5k, so it can trigger this effect once per turn. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta Prismatic Burst, 35k with Quadruple Strike. Auto, when this card is played, resolve the following effects based off of the color of your energy. Since mainly you'll be charging red, you'll get the deal 1 damage to your opponent. We do have a red-green energy in here. We have Nappa, so if for some reason you did charge Nappa, you could get the effect of your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hands and discards them, so you could get that. And we do have some black cards in this deck, so you could charge them and get the black effect, which is choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and send them to the owner's warp. So there's 3 potential effects you can get. The main effect is the deal 1 damage. Obviously we're trying to use that to win us the game, because it's not that hard to get your opponent down to 2 or 1 life to try to finish them off, especially with this deck. And then we have the active main, pay 5 energy, choose 1 Goku Zeno card, 1 Vegeta Zeno card from your hand and or battle area, and place them into your drop area in order to play this card. And this is the Goku Zeno and the Vegeta Zeno we have for that effect. Goku making an entrance, counter attack, negate an attack, and play this card. It doesn't have no combo power, but it's a negate. It's a Goku Zeno, so has synergy with the Gogeta. The Vegeta 10k skill is obviously that goes with the Goku, Vegeta, Saiyan, Saiyan unison, so we can get that turn 1 multiple hit combo off. It's a Vegeta Zeno, so obviously it goes with the Gogeta. Kaioken Goku, deflect auto. When you play this card from your hand, choose all of your opponent's battle cards with 20k power or less, KO them, so it's a board wipe. Active main, pay 2 red. If your leader card is red, which it is, you place this card from your hand to the drop area, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 25k power for the turn. So it's some barrier hate, as well as board wipe. And obviously this can come in handy against any token spam decks, any decks that like to spam out a whole bunch of tokens. This would be good to get rid of them, because this is based off of power, not cost. So it's good to have this. And then Vegeta the Young Invader has unique auto. When this card is played, if your life is 5 or more and your opponent leader card is Red King Vegeta BR, place 1 card from your life into the drop area and then draw a card. So this is how we burn our opponent, because once we play on our opponent's side of the field, this auto triggers. So they'll crit a life, draw a card. So that's 1 damage right off the bat as soon as the game starts. So your opponent's already starting off with 7 life, and all you have to do is deal them 3 damage in order to awaken, right? And then go from there and do some wombo combo. And second auto, once per turn, when one of your cards is attacked, choose that card and it gets minus 5k power for the battle. So that is awesome. Bodyguard Logic, 15k blocker. When your opponent permanent, when your opponent has battle cards and you don't, you can play this card for free. So it's a free 15k body. Hidden Power East Rain Kai, combo it with for 1 energy, get a 10k boost, and double strike. That's optional. Nappa, it's a super combo. If your leader card is red or green, at the end of the battle in which you use this card to combo with, from your hand, play this card. So, and you can play it in active mode, so you can combo with it again from the battle area. So keep that in mind. And yeah, testing that position, counter attack. Leader card is mono red. Negate the attack. Play 1 Cyberman token with 5k power, 0 cost, 5k combo power, and blocker. So you can obviously negate an attack and block an attack. So you can stop 2 attacks with just 1 card. Permanent, if your life is 5 or less, you can activate this card as counter skill from your hand by adding 1 card from your life to your hand in order to play for free. And of course, if you have multiple copies of this card, you can play multiple copies if you can afford the life cost, and potentially stop up to 4 or more attacks in a single turn if you have multiple copies of that card. Violent Rays, counter attack. If your leader card is red, negate the attack. You may choose 1 card from your hand and discard it. Then choose one of these abilities. Your opponent can't attack battle cards with 20k power or more, or your opponent can't attack with unisons with 20k power or more. We always use the battle card part of the effect. Goku Jr., Vegeta Jr., Saiyan Saiyan. We only use it for its -1 ability. It lets us play up to 2 skilled battle cards with energy cost of 1 from our deck or drop area, and so for our deck we look through it. So this is how we get our Vegetas out, to use them for attacking. Also use them if we need for Gogeta. Lord Slug, Giant Force, 15k crit plus 1 ability. You may choose 1 card from your hand, discard it. If you do, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 10k power for the turn. So this is a reusable way to trigger our leader's minus 10 ability, so that way we can minus 20k to a single battle card and, you know, just keep some board control. This has the ability to ignore barrier, so this comes in handy against any problematic battle card that has barrier. -4 ability auto. Leader card is red. When your opponent activates a counter skill, deal 1 damage to them. So this is good to set up, you know, play this for 4 energy, right? So it has 4 markers, and then, you know, attack your opponent anytime they play one of their, you know, counter attack, one of their negates. You can trigger this and deal them damage. So you could put them in a problematic situation where if they do play their counterattack, they will lose, but if they don't play their counterattack, they will still lose, right? Yeah, I love that. Especially, it's awesome if you can set it up where you play this early, you know, keep doing the +1 ability so it ends up with 4 markers at some point. And then if you play this to try to go, you know, try to play this to go for game, let's say your opponent plays a counter play, like a guy stealing trunks or something, or a, what is it? Well, yeah, mainly a guy stealing trunks. Since it's a counter play, this will trigger and burn them for 1 damage anyway, so you don't need this to burn them for 1 damage. So set them up that way. Or you might be in a scenario where you play this, deal them 1 damage, and they still have 1 life left, and then you swing with this, you know, because it is a quadruple strike, and if they negate the attack, you still have this to burn them for 1 if they try to negate the attack. So put your opponent in a problematic situation. During Legend of Universe 11, auto, when your opponent plays a battle card or unison card, you may choose that card and it gets -10k power for the turn. And if you do, negate the skill for the turn, so you can only use this once a turn. And of course, this triggers off the leader's ability, so you end up minusing 20k to a specific battle card, which is nice. It's like a counter. They play something and then you kill it. They play something, you kill it once per turn. So it's nice to have that synergy. Floodgate-like ability, right? And then it has the +1 ability of gaining double strike, so it's a 20k double strike on your turn. And of course, giving it the marker helps it stay on the board longer, of course. And then it has the -3 active battle ability. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, which is important, right? And it gets -25k power for the turn. That can also trigger the leader's effect if you haven't already triggered it. And of course, this can potentially kill any problematic battle card, especially if your opponent tries to use a finisher. You can use this to stop the finisher, or at least weaken it or kill it or whatever. And then we have Goku and Frieza Miraculous Conclusion. It's a 40k ultimate with dual attack, so it has the ability to attack twice. First permanent, you can't play this card from any area using skills, and if you have 5 or more mono red energy, so that's important to keep in mind. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3, so it'll be specified 5 red energy to play this. Second permanent, this card can't be removed from your battle area by your opponent's skills, so it has some protection. Third permanent, during battles in which this card attacked, you can't use cards from your hand to combo, and your opponent can't activate counter or blocker skills against this card's attack, which is really good, so it makes it an unstoppable attacker. And then active main, if your leader card is red and you remove this card from the game, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So that's, you know, obviously a way we could burn our opponent, especially after we try to swing twice at our opponent and try to deal damage. If our opponent's at 2 life and we swing with this twice and we finally get them down to 1 life, we can, you know, remove this from the game and deal them doing last damage to win. So you get 3 chances to do 3 potential damage off of just this 1 card. So it's not too hard to get your opponent down to 3, right? Definitely not hard to get your opponent down to 4 with this deck, let alone get them down to 3 or 2. And we got the Young Invader field card. Auto, if your leader card is King Vegeta BR card, at the start of your opponent's turn, play up to 1 red Saiyan card with 500 power from your deck to your opponent's battle area. Then shuffle your deck if you look through it. And if you played a card, you can't play battle cards that aren't red Saiyan cards for the turn. So for example, if you use Young Invader's effect to bring out a Vegeta to your opponent's field, during that turn you won't be able to like play Nappa, because Nappa's not a mono red Saiyan, so you won't be able to play it after you combo with it. You should keep that in mind. But other than that, you should be good. Another possibility, you can't play the Goku, you know, won't be able to play it for its counterattack, because the Vegeta will stop you. But that's about it. But typically, the way you'll play this deck, obviously, you're only going to bring out one Vegeta, the Young Invader, turn 1 or turn 0, and then go off on turn 1 on your opponent, and then after that it's irrelevant. Because your opponent's going to be too low in life for it to matter for you to give them a Young Invader to try to burn them. And then the active main has been, was the active main changed? The first active main? Yeah, wait. Yeah, it was. The first active main was changed because now you have to have no battle cards in your battle area in order for you to add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, then play up to 1 red Saiyan card with 500 power from your deck in rest mode with its skills negated for the game, then shuffle your deck. So you have to have no battle cards in order to play a Vegeta from your deck onto the field for free. So there's that. And second active main, once per turn, pay 1 red, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 5k power for the turn. This obviously can combo with the leader's effect to trigger the minus 10k. So you can minus 15k for 1 red energy every turn. So that's an option, and that's the end of the video.